Hey, welcome back to another episode on our new series, Pro Tips to Live a Dynamic Lifestyle. If you're new to this show, you definitely want to stay for this because we're dropping them every single day and we're giving you guys tips from literally experts and legit pro tips on how to live a dynamic lifestyle, especially in this pandemic and new circumstances and landscape that we're facing. So if you're interested, make sure to subscribe below. Other than that, get ready for this next one.
All right, we got Mike Arce in the house. Mike, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. The third twin.
Yeah, the eyebrows get it.
All right, cool. So you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode on our Pro Tip series on how to live a dynamic lifestyle through this pandemic. So we got the amazing Mike Arce with us. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
We're doing well. We were just chopping it up a little bit just before we hit the record button, just catching up. So little technical difficulties, but I mean, we're good. We're rolling.
We are.
Absolutely.
So what you guys been up to?
Like I
talked.
Yeah, just try not to drive ourselves too crazy, just with everything and just being twins, business owners, brothers. But no, honestly, I'm really trying to reframe this all into just like being positive and just controlling what I can and not stressing what I can and just being productive and just over delivering, helping just our customers and clients right now.
Yeah. So, well, I appreciate you guys making the time to have me out and let's do some really cool stuff today. What do you guys want to talk about?
Let's do it. So let's kick it off. So I want to first know, right when this kind of happened about 2 months ago, we just saw right away that you were just on it. Like you were just delivering so much value, your daily podcast, which you gave us this idea to do this. So thank you so much for that. So I want to know just kind of like where that came from. And then how have you been doing personally, just like with your family as well going through this?
I've been good. My family's been good. I got more time with them. I would have traveled a lot more if it wasn't for this. So, and I remember right before this happened, I remember thinking like, I really wish I didn't have so much traveling coming up. And I think I wished it too well because then this happened and I can't travel at all. But we've been good. We've been staying active. The kids are still doing jiu-jitsu virtually through their school. And then they're doing piano lessons virtually. They're doing their school virtually. My wife and I each have gym memberships virtually. And so, everything's, we're okay. We're good. I know there's a lot of people that are dealing with a lot harder stuff. So I feel blessed in the position we're in.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And then we were just talking too that like today, Arizona opened up their gyms, so kind of like what's like going through your mind now, from the past 2 months where it's like you specifically help small boutique gyms. And that was a huge pandemic itself, man, just closing down gyms and all that stuff. So like how are things going to change now going forward, you feel?
I have no idea. I really don't. I think every state's different. Every location's different. So I think, if you're in New York, you have a very different vision for what the world might look like than if you're here in Arizona. And here in Arizona, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. There's not a lot of cases. Obviously there's still, quite a few people that have died, but it's nowhere near the numbers of like the flu or what you see coronavirus in New York and New Jersey. So I think, from what I hear from healthcare experts that I've been interviewing as well, we're going to see another wave of it possibly. And it could be just tricky too, because of, from what they're saying too, that the flu season, when that kicks in, since it's similar symptoms, you have a lot of people rush into, the ER or the hospital to kind of see if it's coronavirus, when it may not be anything more than just the regular flu. And so I honestly, I don't know. All I know is this: I don't know what the future is going to look like. Therefore, I'm not building on anything like that. I'm building on what I can control. Virtual is, it's something that was going to happen anyway. Like I said, the piano lessons, my kids have been doing virtually anyway. My kids have been taking Spanish lessons virtually. I've learned all my stuff virtually. I have courses and mentors that are all over the world. So for me, it was a very easy thing to see and understand. And I think with fitness, you already had obviously YouTube and Peloton and Mirror and all those do their thing, and then Instagram influencers and all that, and then Beachbody and P90X. So it was starting to go that way. The one area that was missing was group fitness with coaching. That was the one thing. The personal training was done on a one-on-one. The classes were done, but not where there's like somebody coaching you. And so this kind of forced that to happen. And I don't think it's going to go away. I think a lot of people that want to go back to the gym, there's still a lot of people. I'm one of them. I can't wait to get back in the gym. People like my wife actually enjoy working out at home. She's getting more workouts in now than she did before. She's probably in the best shape she's ever been. right now. I'm
Nice.
not kidding you. She's put on muscle. She's lost body fat. She even stands different. She looks and feels different. Like you could tell, but she's working out every day. With 4 kids, we don't have that luxury. So I think there's a big demographic that is going to benefit off of this virtual evolution.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my next thing is, man, is just like, do you feel right now this is kind of going to be the rise of like the small independent gyms? Because in the past years, think about it, all the big box gyms like 24-hour, Equinox, LA Fitness, right? Those guys had tons of money for advertisement, and that it was a pay to play type of thing with them. But now, like what you just read on the news right now is 24 hours going to have like a waiting list for people to sit there and like have an hour slot every single time. They're going to clean it. And it's just like, what do you think is going to happen with the big box gym going forward, you know, compared to the independent gyms?
I don't, that's tough too, because, you know, there's pros and cons to both when it comes to sanitation. To the gym, the big box gym, there's more space, right? You can have literally like 25, 30 people in there and still be good 10 to 15 feet apart. The challenge is, you know, what if I want to use that machine, right? And then you have to clean after every person. Whereas with a boutique studio, the cons are it's a 1,500 to 2,500 square foot space. It's a lot easier to, you know, bump into whatever's in the air going on. But you can use the same piece of equipment over and over. Like this is your zone, right? And you stay in these zones. And so I don't think either is going to go away. People are still going to want the big box gym. People are still going to love the group fitness. I think what we're going to notice more than anything is people that were having a hard time making it to either, or people that aren't comfortable working out in front of people. They're very self-conscious. My father's one of them. They're going to find a way to be able to work out from home.
Yeah.
And I think it just adds. I don't think it's going to take away. I think it's going to add, which is great.
Absolutely. And I remember we were interviewing Alex Hermosi about this, and he said the same thing, that there's just going to be a lot more of like a demand to just, you know, for people just to convert and just stay at home and just not want to bother with going to the gyms. And I do agree, you know, with that. So let's talk about even challenges. You mentioned some challenges, Mike. So obviously I think as business owners, we've all had some sort of, you know, challenge, whether it's big or smaller. But what have you done those days where you just gotten just really frustrated, where you just felt like something were just like, something that was out of your control, you know, and I want you to just like give your tips for the listener, because there's a lot of, you know, entrepreneurs that are going through this right now where they're frustrated. So how have you dealt with those challenges?
So this is going to sound fake, but it's real.
Okay.
I've gotten frustrated throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
I have had things that are out of my control. Obviously the pandemic's out of my control, but I haven't gotten frustrated because I already knew it was out of my control, but I also knew there were a lot of things that were in my control. I didn't have time to be frustrated. I had time to focus and decide on what needs to happen. Because there's a lot of people that, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, we had a lot of members, a lot of customers, right? And then I've got a lot of employees. We're almost at 50 employees, thousands of members. And then I've got 4 kids. I've got a lot of people that are counting on me to not be frustrated and just make decisions. And some of them were frustrated and lost and confused. So what happens is when you're busy getting them right, you don't really tend to focus on yourself yet. I bet you if I didn't have that, I probably would have gotten frustrated because I would have time to think about shit that I want and I'm not getting. But I was too busy focusing on all of them. But we took action. We just said, this is what has to happen. We're going virtual. That's it. There's nothing else you can do. Either don't make money or find a way to sell a product that's still valuable that you can exchange for money. That's it. So we went that way because we don't know how long it's going to last. If they would have told us a deadline, they would have said, hey, everything goes back to normal in exactly 14 days and it'll be over. We would have just probably chilled. It would have been fine. 14 days, no big deal. Let's take it as a time to reset. Let's improve our handbooks. Let's improve some of our processes. Let's document some systems we haven't gotten to yet. We would have done that, right? But we didn't know how long it was going to last. And the people that I've interviewed said that this could go on all the way through 2021. And so with that being in place, we took action and we just started building stuff as if this was the future. And I think that's the right way to go.
Are you a fitness professional looking to create more income, impact, influence, and independence? If so, we actually just dropped our new book, Rise of the Fit Pros. So you guys can be on your way to doing all those things, and you can sit there and build your hybrid training model. So if you're interested in getting your copy, make sure to click the book or the link right here, and you guys can grab it. Other than that, make sure to enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a perfect example of your motto, man, GSD, get shit done. So what are some new maybe systems or habits you kind of implemented like these past 8 weeks, like maybe into your lifestyle or even into your business? I saw that you guys launched this white label program where you're building out basically a virtual entire studio for people. Do you see something that foreseeing go in the future?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. So you take, this is a new thing. It's a new, not industry, it's still fitness, but it's a new segment in the same industry, right? And so, how old are you guys? I think you're about me.
34.
34. You're younger than me. Okay, I'm 30. I'll be 38. And so, I was around when boutique studios first opened up, and it was like CrossFits and stuff like that. And you remember, like when that happened, it was kind of crazy. You're like, people are charging $150 for a membership. Why would anybody pay that? LA Fitness charges $25. You couldn't even wrap your head around it. You thought people were silly, or you thought these people were ripping people off. You just couldn't understand why. And now you got these same studio owners that don't understand why people don't sign up. It's so much better. It's cheaper than a personal trainer. You get the coaching and holds you accountable to working out your hardest every time. And so what happens was just same thing with like when cell phones came out. Oh, why do I need a cell phone? They'll just call me when I get home. When TiVo came out, why do I need to record TV? You know, and when I was young, but I remember when internet came out, people were like, who needs the internet, dude? It's crazy. I don't understand computers. They called everything computers. This is another evolution. It's another thing, right? And so now that this is coming out, people just need to learn how to use it. And that's really what it comes down to. So I really wanted to focus on creating products that I knew were going to come out anyway, but I didn't want to waste any time. So when Boutique first came out, there was nothing for them. And then over time, companies and products started coming out to support that industry because they knew there was a market there. So heart rate monitors came out. And then all these different companies now that can help you display your company and its branding and white label with heart rate monitors came out. CRMs for specifically for boutique studios, text managing software, retail, equipment companies. All these new companies were able to arise once a new segment of an industry was created. And those didn't exist for the big box gym. It was a different customer. Now it's virtual. So what we're already experiencing is the same things happening again. Companies like FitGrid have already created new products specifically to help fitness studios go virtual. Companies like MindBody have already created companies specifically to help studios go virtual. There's summits going on. There's little mini virtual conferences all happening, which perfectly fits theme. We've created products. We've created 5 courses. We've created Elite Virtual Studio to help people. We're only 6-7 weeks in, and already I know of 3 bigger companies that have created products to help this virtual segment of the industry. What's going to happen in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, where now the streaming is a lot better, the software is a lot better, all the things that right now are frustrating you, someone's creating a solution for
Absolutely.
it. Oh, the resolution's not good. People don't know how to easily log in. It's hard for me to be able to see everyone. No one really knows how to get there. The recording takes forever to download from Zoom. All these things that are problematic right now, someone's working on a solution. And that's going to happen. So I think right now what people are saying, the people that don't have the vision for it, they're going, oh, once this thing goes back to normal, nobody's going to want to be on Zoom. Yeah, but they're going to want to be on the next thing that's way freaking cooler.
Yeah.
And it's better, right? So I think we should be definitely expecting a wave of softwares and companies and products that help make this experience a lot better.
Yeah, and I think the biggest blessing out of this, man, especially with some of like the studio owners, is they're going to have, another income stream, right? So a lot of them were very stubborn, didn't want to go online, right? But now their back was against the wall, and they had 6-7 weeks to do this, and they got it done. And now when the gyms open up again, they're going to have that dual income stream that they're going to be making more money maybe in 2021 than they've ever have.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the cool thing: the studio that I'm a member of is in Indiana. I'm in Phoenix. The studio that my wife's a member of is in Schaumburg, Illinois. 5 of my employees joined that studio in Schaumburg, Illinois. We're paying $99 a month for both memberships. My employees are paying $99 a month for their membership. So when you think about it, one studio alone is making $600 off of me. Then we got another studio making $99. And the yoga thing, tell you the truth, I may keep the yoga thing because I don't want it, like this to go to a place to do yoga. For me, for others, it's great. For me, I can do that in my living room. I don't need equipment. I just need space and a
Yeah.
mat. And if I'm going to look like an idiot because I can't do downward dog good, I'd rather do it on my own and just have someone see it. So I'll probably keep the yoga thing. She's in Indiana. I don't care if she was on Mars as long as I can get the thing. And so I'll keep that membership. And my wife, I think she's going to keep it too. We'll probably add it on. And what I see a lot of studios doing is adding this to their services. So there's a really great book called Predictably Irrational.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have ever
Yep.
read that
Very
book.
good book.
Great book. And actually, it happens to be right here because I was just researching it to see. So whenever new things come out like this, I go back to books I've read in the past because now it's like things, they talk to me a little differently, right? So now the big thing was, how do I price out this new virtual thing? How do we get people to want to buy it? And Predictably Irrational is really one of the two, my favorite books. The other one's Priceless, on how to really come up with that. But one of the things that Predictably Irrational did, which was really great, this is when online really started kicking in, right? And they talked about how you can get a subscription to a magazine for like the printed version for, I think it was $59 a year or something like that. Or you could have the digital version for $9 a year, or you could have both for $59 a year. So it was $9 for online, $59 for print, or 59, same number, for both print and online. And what they noticed was it dramatically increased the amount of people that wanted the print because they get both. And so I could see this being a value add where people start stacking it in. It's like, hey, you could have our online membership for $19 a month. You could have our in-person or in-studio membership for $99 a month, or you can have both for $99 a month, as we're running a promo right now.
Yep.
And it just makes it easier and there's a lot of different strategies around that. I have a whole, if you guys go to mikesdecoyeffect.com, there's a strategy that just freaking works every time.
That's awesome.
This is going to elevate that strategy times 10. But we've got to go back to the books that we've read that was for this. And now we've got to go back and read it again and be like, okay, now how does this work for the new thing? Because they jump off the page a little differently now. You're thinking of it in your way, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, and that's such a good tip too. Just go back to old books, right? Maybe we missed a couple of things, but now they're applicable, you know, in this time. So I love that tip. So Mike, this has been great. And just even going towards wrapping this up, I've been asking this question to all of our guests in this pro tip series. And the question is like, what do you feel, you know, was the big message like behind humanity? Maybe it's the universe, maybe it's like some sort of fate. What do you think it was that happened? Why do you think this pandemic just even happened, or the message behind it?
There's a lot of people that say everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in that. I feel like shit just happens.
Yeah.
And then you decide on if there's a positive or a negative reason because of it. That's more based on you. I don't think, and I don't know. I'm not the cosmos, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know if this happened for a reason in somewhere else. All I know is, to me, it happened.
Yep.
And I'm either going to make the decision on this thing happened for something great, or this thing happened and it put me out. One of those two. I'm looking at it as this thing happened for something great. I've never gotten closer with my team before. We got, like I said, almost 50 employees. I've never been as close to where I am now. And the funny thing is, I can't even get within 12 feet of them, right? I can't even, they're not even they're nowhere near me. And I'm closer to them now than I've ever been. With my members, I'm closer to my members now, our customers, than we've ever been. There's customers that I never would have talked to normally. You got that many members, that many customers in your program. You're not going to be able to talk to them all, especially when you have another 10, 20 fitness studios signing up every day. There's no way you're going to talk to them. And now, because things kind of came at a standstill for a little bit and everyone's freaking out and everyone's messaging, and I didn't have to travel and I didn't have to go speak at all these other things, I had nothing but time to really understand what the problems were. I did this program called 30 Workouts in 30 Days, where I worked out at a different virtual studio every day to learn what they're doing, because some people were doing a lot of things right. Some people were doing a lot of things wrong. And other people were doing things right that were different than these things that were right. And I'm like, holy shit, that was really cool. Everyone that's listening right now should absolutely go every day, work out at a new place. Just work out at a new place. Do a different they're all doing trials. Mm-hmm. Work out at a new place and learn what they're doing and what you like about it, what you don't like about it. And everyone should also be shopping their place. So ask a friend or a family member to come in, but don't tell anyone you're the friend or family member. And just let me know, did they coach you? Did they acknowledge you? Did they ask you to stay after class? Did they make announcements? Did they ask for referrals? What did they do? Did they do a confirmation email, text? Did they do all that stuff? If they didn't do it, well, then those are the problems on the technical. Then on the business side, did they actually run the class properly? A lot of people are running the class improperly. They're running it like a YouTube video where they're like, there you go, guys. Keep going, guys. Keep going. Don't say guys. I can see you, Eric and Chris.
Yeah.
Come on, Eric. There you go. Keep your knees up. Chris, there you go. Stay a little lower. Keep the back straight, chest out. Good, Chris. There you go, man. Good, good, good. Whenever my wife and I, we hear our names, because we work out together a lot of times here. When we hear our names, we look at each other. So somebody's like, Marjan, that form is perfect. She looks over at me and gives me a cocky look. And if they say, Mike, you got to bend a little lower, buddy. Get a little lower. You can do better than that. Marjan gives me a cocky look. You know, so either way, you're engaging. It's interactive. That's something that didn't exist.
It's huge.
So when people are saying, why would people do this versus YouTube? Because YouTube doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't get the coaching. It's the same thing as a big box gym versus a boutique. The big box gym doesn't do that. They just kind of let me do my thing.
Yeah.
With the other thing, the boutique, I'm actually getting fixed. I'm getting encouraged. I'm getting pushed. Everything's happening. That's happening now. So for me, you know, as far as why this happened, I don't know for everyone, but I know for me, it was to help me get closer with my team. It was to help me get closer with my customers. It was to help me tap into that creativity box a little harder than I've been lately when I didn't have to. I got a little lazy with creativity because I didn't have to. Things were just working. Now I had to like jumpstart all that again in full gear. It's caused me to rethink things like, you know, hey, do I need to travel as much as I've been traveling? Can I do things this way instead? There's a lot of really good things that are coming out of this.
Yeah.
You find what you're looking for. If you want to find that this is the worst thing that could have ever happened to you, you'll find that. If you want to find that this is the best thing that ever happened to you, you'll find that too. If you want to find something in the middle, you can do that. But I'm choosing to, you know, and it sucks. I know there's a lot of people going through stuff, but stuff's going to suck anyway. Pandemic or no pandemic, stuff happens. And so I'm looking to say that this is something that's great for my company, my members, and my family.
Yeah. Love it, man. So many great takeaways on that. I have to give you a virtual fist pump for that, Mike.
And then I'm going to pour a water bottle on your head too, man. We're right here. You're on fire. So that was good stuff.
We call it a Wi-Fi.
No, that's awesome, man. Great stuff. And before I let you go, Mike, is there anything that we can support you on, and where can people connect with you?
It'd be great if, you know, loudrumor.com is our website. And then my handle on everything, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn is Mike Arce Live. So the last name Arce, Mike Arce Live. And how we can use support. I think right now we just got to remember that no one knows the answers right now. So don't argue with anyone. Right now, a lot of gyms are deciding to open early as soon as they're allowed to. And then there's a lot of people ridiculing them for that. And there's a lot of gyms that are choosing to open up way later than able to, and they're getting ridiculed for that. It's like, no matter what, you're going to get ridiculed because there's that's the thing that sucks right now. Everyone's got an opinion. And no one really has answers. And people ask me, they say, Mike, what do you think? Is it real? What do you think? Is it fake? Is it bigger than the deal than what people say? Is it a conspiracy? And the answer is, I don't know. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what I think, because if it did matter, somebody that makes decisions would have asked me by now, but it doesn't. That's why they didn't ask me, because I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter. So just know that when you're ridiculing someone for a decision they make, open early, open late, whatever, just know that you're kind of being an asshole because you don't really know what the real right answer is. You can't tell the future. Just say, hey, I wouldn't do it. Here's why I wouldn't do it. But I understand it's your business. It's your life. I don't know everything else you know. And so good luck and pray for you. Wish for the best.
Yeah. Well said.
No judgment anymore.
Yeah. Well said, man. And just before we end, Mike, I just want to commend you, man. You've been a great mentor to us. And, again, thank you so much for writing the foreword to our new book and just being such an awesome guy, man. You really inspired us when this first COVID thing happened with your podcast and just taking action. And, it's just awesome, man. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you having me on.
You got it, man.
All right, guys. Until next time.
By the way, your book is awesome. So good job on writing that.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we're excited to release that next couple of weeks. So just staying focused.
Good. People need it now more than ever with virtual. So
Absolutely. Exactly. It's gonna change a lot of lives and just perspectives going forward.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Until next time.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video and another episode on pro tips on living a dynamic lifestyle. We truly appreciate it. Hope you got a lot of value out of it. If you're interested in getting more value like this from these pro tips, make sure to subscribe above. We're going to be dropping these daily. Also, if you are a fitness professional and you're looking to create more income, impact, influence, and independence, we just dropped our new book, Rise of the Fit Bros, so you guys can do all of that. You can also start building your hybrid training model with in-person and online training. So make sure to click the link or the book right here to grab your guys' copy, and we'll send it over to you. Other than that, we're out. Talk to you soon.